morning. Have you ever heard the term declutter your space, declutter your mind, um, or some version of that? I feel like I've heard it a bunch of different ways, but that is my goal for 2026. I would say January of 2026. That's my goal. I'm hoping to declutter my space and hopefully give my mind some breathing room. So I've set some goals. And I made goal number 2, goal number 1. So goal number 1, it's pretty obvious. I would like to rehome things that I don't use, clear the clutter, declutter my space, declutter my mind. It'll also allow more space to receive new things. You know, my birthday this past year, someone really, really sweet was like, I would love to get you a present. I was like, don't get me anything. I have too much stuff. I cannot store whatever it is, which is not the attitude that I want to have. I want to be, open to receiving new things. And I think decluttering will help so much with that. Goal number 2 is for everything to have a place, which is more of a desire for easy maintenance, right? Because if everything has a place, it's easy to find it, it's easy to put it away. It just makes maintenance of everyday life a little bit simpler, a little bit easier, and I'm really excited. I'm excited to have that. If I accomplish my goal, which I'm sure I will. The whole reason I'm starting a YouTube channel is to be held accountable a little bit. So you guys are my accountability partner. I've obviously never filmed anything. I'm so terrible on camera. Hopefully this is okay. I also just want to have space around things. You can kind of see like the drawers that are behind me. When I first moved into this space, these were like half empty and I loved it. You could see everything that was in the drawer. Now they're like so full, things get lost. I open it and I'm like, oh, I forgot I had that. I want to know what I own and use it. So that's goal number 2. Goal number 3 is make my space work for me. If you've ever read Atomic Habits, well, if you haven't read Atomic Habits, you probably should. There's a lot of hype around the book for a reason, and it's more than about just habits. It's really about kind of building a life that works well for you and allows you to achieve your goals without resistance. It kind of removes the nonsense and gives you tools to move forward in more of a gliding way, which I love. And one of the things that he talks about a lot is your environment and making your environment work for you. Stuff like, one change that I made based on this book was I would never take my vitamins and supplements in the morning because they were out of sight, out of mind. I would forget until the evening because I always made myself, I still do, I make myself a cup of tea in the evening before bed, and I would open up that drawer and see my vitamins there and be like, I forgot again. So part of what he talked about is like habit stacking, which I guess I did do, because now every night when I make my tea, I see my vitamins there. I just pull out exactly what I need the next morning and I put them in this cute little crystal dish that sits out all the time. And that works for me. Now in the mornings, I see them, I take them, and we're all good to go. So it just kind of removes that friction of now I don't have to try to remember. My space is working for me because they're in a place and organized in a way, and the little crystal dish I think is pretty and it sits out all the time, and that's kind of what I mean by like making my space work for me. But I think there's so many other ways that I can figure out how to do that. And then goal number 4 is don't save things for best. Today is worthy of best. I do this all the time. I have one example is like I have a sweater that I wear all the time, but I actually don't love it. And I do have a very similar sweater that I love that I don't wear. And it's because I get worried about ruining it or washing it too much, or I never ruin clothes. I take really good care of my things. So it's kind of silly that that's what I think, but I think because it's lesser quality, I can use it more and not worry about it so much. But I kind of want to change my mindset around that and just use what's best because it's what I love on a daily basis. So I think with this declutter, we'll also just get rid of some of the things that I'm overusing that I don't enjoy, you know? I think that'll be really nice. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to do this. So I set up a strategy, which I'm a very tidy person. I'm constantly getting rid of stuff, turning stuff over. So I'm not new to this idea of decluttering. Well, and we'll see if the strategy works. Never used this strategy before, but let me read to you. So I think what I want to do is pull out everything in whatever situation I'm in, like whether it's my clothing closet, or whether it's my kitchen, my bathroom, books, I don't know. I want to pull out everything that I use and love first and kind of just set them aside. Those will be the things that I always grab for, that I use often, that I love, and see like visually. I just want to like be able to see what those things are and set them aside. And then when I put them back, I'm going to put them back with space to help me like reduce the friction of like trying to find that shirt that I wear all the time that somehow got buried, or you know, removing that friction of like looking for things that I use every day. Particularly in my kitchen, my utensils drawer, I have like 4 things that I use every single day, and somehow they get buried and mixed in, and I'm digging through the utensils drawer among a bunch of things that I don't use. So I think that will be really nice. And then I'm going to think about, I'm calling it events, but event in terms of like my closet would be holiday parties. I know every year I go to a few holiday parties. I want to keep a few things so that I'm not buying new stuff. So things that I would wear to holiday parties, things that I wear camping, you know, different yearly events that are not day to day, but I have certain things in my closet that I use for them. And I want to, instead of putting like all of my t-shirts in one place, I want to do daily t-shirts and then some t-shirts that I'm keeping specifically for camping or helping people move and repaint their house. I do have a t-shirt for that. That's just, you know, it's covered in paint. And in my kitchen, I think the events would be like making sourdough bread, because I make sourdough once a month, maybe sometimes every 3 weeks. And I have utensils for that, but I don't need to like go find them among my daily stuff every time I want to make sourdough. Like that would be kind of a monthly event. I could set those things aside in their own place. That's my idea. Let's see if it works. And then lastly, I want to think about sentimental items, because I do get a little bit sentimental about things. I have some things that belong to my parents, or something that I had from my childhood that I don't use every day. I don't even look at or think about every day, but they're things that I'd like to keep, and I wanted to think about putting them in a place that's more honoring to the memory, and instead of just having them in a box tucked away, maybe I put them out. And there are a few sentimental items that I'm like, maybe it's time to let those things go. But we'll talk about it when we get there. I don't want this video to be like crazy long, and I've taken up so much of it with my goals and what I think my strategy is going to be. I do want to give you a little tour of my home. I love my home so much. I'm so honored. I live in an ADU, which is basically a guest house. My dear, dear friends have blessed me and allowed me to rent from them. I've been here about 7 or 8 years, I think, and I just love it. They have goats and chickens and a horse, and I'm surrounded by like old growth forest. I have a lovely little patio, but it's just this quaint little studio apartment that is absolutely perfect for me. I need to do a better job of caring for it and not letting it get cluttered. So let me give you a little tour of my space, and I think we'll clean out my kitchen utensil drawer because I think it'll be quick. Everything I get rid of, I'm either going to donate, rehome, or sell. I could learn how to sell things. That would be great too. So let me give you a little tour. So I am filming this in the 0.5 kind of zoomed out view because it's a small space and it's hard to see everything, but this is the living room where we just were. I have a little office space in the corner, my lovely sofa. Over here is this big work table, which I love. I can do projects on all the time, and it stores stuff like art projects. I also have like my workout equipment in one drawer. Over here, this is my closet. All of my clothes live in there. And then around here, we see my kitchen. I have a lovely kitchen space with a nice big island. Nice little sink and refrigerator. Out here is where I have a lovely balcony. I can sit and watch the goats and things will come up in the pasture down below. Right now, I have a big sofa and stuff that goes out here, but it's the middle of winter, so it is tucked away, safe and sound. And then across here is my little bedroom area, which I love. I have a nice cozy bed, a nice Pendleton blanket on the end there. And then my little furnace pellet stove that I have there. I can have a nice fire in the evenings. And let me just show you my lovely view out the window. All of these oops, are you going to focus? Let's see. No, maybe not. Oh, here, this window doesn't have a screen. Lovely old growth trees. It's winter right now, so, and lovely pasture where the goats hang out. So let's clean out the utensil drawer. I'm sorry, you can't really see my head, but I will duck down when I'm talking to you. This is my utensil drawer, and it is packed to the brim of everything anyone could ever need. So just get everything out first because let's just see what I have. Oh, a melon baller. I remember when I bought this, I thought for sure I was going to use this all the time, but. What is this? I have no idea. What is that? I have no idea. Okay, so strategy. I'm gonna pull out exactly what I do use. So this, oh my goodness, it's like the greatest for scraping bowls. I love it. This is like the best wooden spoon ever. So I'm gonna pull out my wooden spoons because I do use those all the time. Pull out my little whisk because this is awesome. I use that like every day. I do use my measuring cups and spoons, which I think that's more of like event. But I use them really frequently, not daily. I guess none of this stuff I use daily. Well, we'll see. I think it's pretty common. This is definitely an event thing. I don't use that very often. This thermometer I use for sourdough. So I'm putting that in a special pile. My salad tongs, these are so cute. They're bamboo salad tongs. I use those for when I host people, when I have people over. These I do use every once in a while. This, I'm gonna call that an event item. This, I actually use this all the time for like grating ginger into teas and soups and grating nutmegs and all the time. I use it all the time. That was a great purchase. And obviously can opener, I could probably stand to use, like buy a new can opener. It's so rusty and gross. If anybody has tips for getting rid of rust, I would love to hear it. So I'm gonna put this in the pile, but oh, another goal that I had was to not make any purchases while I'm doing this. So I think I have one tendency to go to start organizing stuff, and then I go to the Container Store and I'm like, I could buy all this stuff to organize things, but really I need to organize the things, and then if I need something new, then purchase, because then I just end up putting all the stuff that I have in the new containers that I have, and I've just done the opposite of what I need. So, sorry, that sun is coming in kind of weird, but this trash, we don't even know what it is, as well as that trash. Oh, this is a thing for making tea, which is really cute. So it's just a little silicone guy. You pop him open, you pop the tea in there, and then the little ears hang on the side of your mug. But because I don't have a dishwasher, he is very challenging to get clean, so I never use him. So we're going to donate or give to somebody who might use him. Spatulas I do use. This is like the greatest spatula in the whole world. It's actually a jar scraper. If you would like to get one, it's the best. It's the best size and shape for everything. Melon baller. Who owns one of these? That'll be donate, as well as ice cream scoop. Will also be a donate item. You can just use your spoon. Straws. I don't have a dishwasher, so I don't really use these straws because they're kind of hard to clean, and never sure about how long they've been in a drawer. I just don't use them, so those are a donate item. This is not supposed to be in that drawer. We'll put that in the proper place. Let's see, what's this? I don't know what this is. They're teensy tiny blades. Interesting. Well, we'll donate that, and maybe somebody will know what it is. And then I do use my carrot peeler. I don't use my garlic press. It's also hard to clean for somebody who doesn't have a dishwasher, and it says do not put in dishwasher right on it. So yeah, I'm gonna donate that. And then these little things, I think they're for like wine bottles and things, stoppers for wine bottles and things. We'll donate those. And then little, I have two, it looks like, these little, I don't even know what they're called, but I only need one, so we'll get rid of one. Oh, how lovely. This appears to be broken, and I don't think I have ever used this thing. It's a brush for brushing barbecue sauce maybe on stuff. I don't know, never used it. You can just use a spoon. And then it looks like I have a little scoop. Does anybody just like keep every scoop that like that they ever get for free in a package, or like protein powder and stuff comes with a little scoop? I have the tendency to wash these and keep these, thinking like someday I'm gonna need a scoop, and then I never use them, and I just have them in the back of every drawer. So fun. And then this, I do know what this is. It is a little, you put it on your finger. You should have two. So you put one on one finger and the other on the other finger. This, and so you put this protective one on your thumb, and you use it to cut things. It's a really sharp little blade, and you cut things with it. I did not find it useful because this thing it's so big, you don't have much control, but I thought it would be kind of nice for like trimming herbs and things out of the garden. The thing is, I just never used it. I can just use scissors. These little gadgety things, they kind of get you. And then you store them in the back of your drawer for, I don't know, probably like 5 years. Why? Get rid of. So lovely. Okay, this is a sourdough item, so I'm gonna put it with my other sourdough items. Although I do use it for other things. Maybe this strategy isn't working very well for this drawer, but okay. I'm gonna clean out the drawer and then show you what we're down to. oh my goodness, way messier than I would care to admit on camera. But, oh, look at this nice little pile. Lovely. Okay, so nice. Oh gosh. Everything fits and you can find things. Oh, it felt so good just to get started, get the ball rolling with one drawer. It's so tidy. I think I got rid of about half of what was in there, which is just amazing. Obviously, it's not even a big drawer. It was just filled with stuff that I don't use. So it feels so good to get started, so rewarding, and such a small and easy thing that I have been putting off and procrastinating on while I think about how I'm going to do it, which is just silly. Just start. And feel free to do this along with me. Declutter a drawer at a time. My goal is to post 2 videos a week, so that's 2 spaces in my home every week, and get that done. So I don't know if you can hear the rain outside. It's just all of a sudden pouring down, which is crazy. But I hope that each of you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm just gonna sit and have a cup of tea and get some work done. But you know, God bless you guys, and I hope to see you again for the next video. Oh my goodness, for those who made it to the end, I just watched some of the footage back. I was like, so funny. For somebody who has never filmed themselves doing anything, it's so funny to watch because you don't see yourself from a lot of angles, you know, on a daily basis. So thank you for watching to the end. I just laughing hysterically at myself. I'm going to work on my posture now. Something else to learn about myself. Just in the drawer. Oh my goodness. Have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next one.